Friday night, the Villains are up for the FA Youth Cup. It's the 6th round proper, a place in the semi-finals, and a home tie with Manchester United up for grabs as Villa take on Plymouth Argyle. Tony Daly joining me, Jack Woodward, for all the action. We'll hear from Tony in a moment. Before we confirm the team news, though, we can catch up with professional development coach Aaron Moses-Garvey and one of the players who's done really well so far in the competition this season, Cole Brannigan.
The idea is really pretty simple, for us to go and show our style, try and dominate the game as much as we can, but ultimately it's a cup game, so anything can happen. So the boys are prepped. We've got different scenarios, different challenges that they're going to be up against, but we do know that and we'll love to walk out of Villa Park with the players. So yeah, it's going to add a lot to it, but ultimately it's just another game. That's the mentality that the boys have got to have, and hopefully they'll be able to show their best selves.
And, you know, when you assess Villa, the obvious name that springs off the page is Mason Kocher, because he scored in every round, including a hat-trick in a remarkable comeback win against Bristol City in round 5.
You know, there's many Villa fans who would love to do that, and having the opportunity at this stage in your career to go out onto the field, you know, and show your capabilities for Aston Villa is a magnificent achievement.
And the Pilgrims have earned this, and they're not just here for a night out, are they?
No,
they're here to try and pull off what would be an upset.
Yeah.
But then it comes with pressure, this. Villa, highly rated, they've won convincingly against Accrington and Newcastle, but then they really had to grind it out against Bristol City.
Yeah, if you look at Plymouth now, no fear. They've got nothing to lose. As I said, everyone expecting Villa to win this game here as well. And, you know, they can play there. You know, they've had some great results to reach this stage as well. What it shows, they've got a lot of resilience, you know, team spirit. And, you know, that goes a long, long way. You know, paper to paper, you know, looking at, you know, each individual player, you say Aston Villa all day long. But Villa have an off day. They're not quite at it, you know what I mean? They're going the wrong attitude, which I don't expect. It could be an upset.
Here they come then. This is the competition in youth football. It's the FA Youth Cup, 6th round. Aston Villa versus Plymouth Argyle. Will it be Pilgrims' progress or victorious Villains? We hope it's the latter. What price? An FA Cup double this season. The seniors at Preston in the quarter-finals. In the last 8 of the Youth Cup, it's Villa against the Devon outfit, who've done really well to get to this stage of the competition. Villa have hit 6 past Accrington, 4 at Newcastle, come from 2 down to beat Bristol City 3-2. The stage is set. What type of game are you expecting, Tony? Will he be Villa on the front foot from the outset, do you think?
I hope so, because you don't want to give Plymouth any opportunity to do that. You know, they'll be buzzing around. They know they have to close Villa down and can't give the, you know, players of such quality time on the ball. So expect, you know, first.
Jovan Wamahi, Jared Randall, Frankie Morn, James Sharp and Leo McCormick, the sub-keeper. Referees Andrew Humphreys, assisted by Declan Ford and Joseph Pettit. The 4th official, Jonathan Maskery. And interestingly, they're switching ends. So Villa obviously will now, but camaraderie and motivation, but also calm any nerves and bits of apprehension? What's the situation?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the huddle there is you know, to really just get. So again, it's really important, this part of here as well.
Well, Manchester City will play Watford in one of the semi-finals. They fell in the top flight and elsewhere. So looking to follow in their footsteps. The floodlight shining down. Wonderful theatre for these youngsters. We are off and running in the FA Youth Cup quarter-final between Aston Villa and Plymouth Argyle. Both clubs on a high. Villa with that brilliant Champions League victory in midweek, and Plymouth with a vital championship success as they battle for their lives. They're in the relegation zone in the 2nd tier, but did beat Liverpool in the FA Cup, gave a good account of themselves at Manchester City at senior level, and Villa of course going so well under Unai Emery, and it's the youngsters flying the flag for AVFC this evening. Here they come on the charge straight away. It's an early attack, might be an opportunity, just comes off the heel there of Kocher. It would be some record if he can keep scoring every round, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it is. As you can see, he'll get some opportunities tonight, I'm sure.
Yeah, they really put Accrington to the sword at Bodymore. Free kick. And it was a classic away smash and grab for them, actually, up on Merseyside. But Plymouth, they scored in the first few minutes and then kept the clean sheet. So I guess they might have a similar attitude today. They're going to make it life as hard as possible for Villa here, aren't they?
Of course, yeah, they will.
Some of these guys, certainly the Plymouth players, have got a stoppage here. Not sure what the issue is. It's something to do with the ball.
Football, I think so as well, and they're happy with the footballs, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, they weren't happy with the first one. I don't know whether they've been pumped up.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what the issue is here,
Yeah.
but I'm sure we'll get one that ticks all the boxes.
Yeah.
Into the bag.
Yeah.
Third time lucky.
Yeah.
Third ball we've had. Gives it a squeeze there, as does Fortes, and I think they're happy with this one. Now it's with TJ Carroll who knocks it back for Plymouth, and we can resume proceedings. Leon Routh, who can push it firmly. Many of these players getting recognition with their countries in the international break. And now Borland, who's the engine room, isn't he? Pulls those strings, keeps things ticking, switches the play for Fortes. Clever header. Brannigan now on the volley towards the back post, towards Burrows. They've just shepherded away.
Great movement. Coming out, breaking out on his left-hand side as well. Brannigan shaped a beautiful ball into a box. Super play by Villa.
This is
They're knocking on the door.
They are. Plymouth. This is the as far as Plymouth have ever been in the competition. They have reached the quarters before. They never got to the semis. Villa have won it 4 times. Tries to get the help of Fortes, but approaching the 10-minute mark, live on Villa TV from Villa Park tonight. FA Youth Cup quarter-final, Villa 0, Plymouth 0, but it's Rowe.
Movement's outstanding, it really is.
Yeah, Hemmings taking a tumble in the box there, but nothing doing from the official. First corner. It's going to be left wing, right boot from Aidan Borland. Gets set. Borland towards the back post, headed away well. Nicely controlled. Hemmings, the player who won the corner. And now Borland in space on the left wing. Plays it short for Fortes, who curls it in menacingly up high from Campbell. And the shot comes in, good block. Will it be bundled in? It just spins through for Daniel Holman, who was very relieved to get. But they're a well-oiled unit, Plymouth. Grafting, full of endeavour and industry off the ball. Fortes for...
No, not really penetrating you, but Villa have done that in this first 15 minutes or so. You know, they've got into good areas, so that's alarming for them, to be quite honest with you.
Here's the ball forward, and Jimo Eloba just strayed as it did come off the head of Joseph Mulwaro, and the decision goes the way of Plymouth.
That's what it is, Jack. It's very, very tiring. You know, you know, early doors he can keep doing it, but you know you can't continue that for 90, 95 minutes. So Villa just need
2-goal brilliance. What an occasion!
Yeah, it's great atmosphere. It was.
Yeah, the lights, deafening din, kaleidoscope of colours, and a wonderful evening with Paris Saint-Germain in the quarter-finals over 2 legs. The first away in Paris, the second at what will be a raucous Villa Park to look forward to after the international break for the seniors, of course, the FA Cup and the Premier League. Looking to get into the top 5 that should get into the Champions League for next year, but so much excitement to come for the youngsters as well in League and Cup. Best of luck to the Villa women. Huge game in WSL. Palace 4 points below them in the table, away from home on Samo Eloba. He glides with the ball, but they're managing just to get the challenge in when they need to so far. For the away outfit, who've relished this prospect for a while now, and they are giving a good account of themselves, even though they haven't had much of the ball. And I don't think Sam Proctor is going to be all that busy tonight in the Villa goal, but he's got to make sure he stays focused.
Absolutely.
Here's Villa now with Borland and Rodrigo Fortes manoeuvring the ball neatly. Leon Routh for TJ Carroll, his fellow central defender. Rowe, advance at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
Here come Villa again with TJ Carroll. Can't play the pass he wants though for Burrows. They're going to have enough here tonight, but Plymouth galvanised by how it's gone so far, and they have countered occasionally. As we approach the closing stages of the opening 45, it's with Sam Lord, hits it high. Good work, that's great defending by TJ Carroll, it needed to be, and now maybe Villa can get something moving here. Hemmings for Jimo Aloba popping up on the left. What's he got up his sleeve here? Jamaldine Jimo Aloba, lovely ball carrying, he's so graceful, gliding with the ball at his feet. Slots the pass now. Is the shot going to come in here? It is left foot, it hits the post. Will it be bundled in? No, so close for Villa, and Brannigan, and then it is in! Jimo Aloba from a tight angle. Kocher was there, might have got a touch. The goal had been coming ever since the first whistle. Brannigan hit the post from just outside the box. They couldn't get the foot on the ball there, Plymouth Argyle, who have defended. Cole Fisher on dead ball duty. What's he going to produce here? Right-footed, pings it over. It's a good one. They're competing for it, and Plymouth have kept it alive here with the trickery of Fletcher Poole. Hits it in low, and it might just come out for Billy Devlin, who falls to the turf now. It's a possible breakaway, just couldn't get the
set piece as well though, danger ball in.
Almost ironically though, that sort of position can be a strength for Plymouth, but it could also be a weakness if it doesn't come off.
That's what I meant about the scrum. Breaks, you're right, Joe.
I think we're in for an exciting second half here, with Burrows now for Rowe, gets away, but too close to the keeper.
Great one there by Rowe.
Passes, they might have had more goals. There's still time for them to get plenty more. About 20 minutes of the second half, it's flown by so far. But are playing some vibrant, effective attacking football. Scored at the end of the first through Jimo Aloba, early in the second through Bradley Burrows, played in by Kocher, had a foul hand in the first goal as well. Here now is Hemmings, Bloomfield, first time from the sub, replacement making his mark off the bench. Jimo Aloba and Kocher for Bloomfield again. Jimo Aloba being followed, but he's so hard to get off the ball. Plymouth are preparing a triple switch, but here's Jimo Aloba, the player who put Villa in the ascendancy. They've not looked back since that goal at the end of the opening period. Rowe for TJ Carroll, and clear foul there on Bradley Burrows, and they're going to bring on a trio of young players, Plymouth, and I can see Villa's out potentially in the final, but Watford have done so well to get to the semis. I saw an interview with Tom Cleverley, who spent some time here as a player, didn't he, on loan, helping them to the cup final under Tim Sherwood. And yeah, Watford have done, you know, there'll be no pushover, but City will be favourites. Here come Plymouth now, and they've won themselves a corner, I think. No, it's come off the... Yeah, that's very unfortunate for them.
Good play there.
Sam Lord. Yeah, City would be favourites to make the final, but I tell you what, Villa, Manchester United, Tim Sherwood, and yeah, Watford have done, you know, there'll be no pushover, but City will be favourites. Here come Plymouth now, and they've won themselves a corner, I think. No, it's come off the... Yeah, that's very unfortunate for them.
Good play there.
Sam Lord. Yeah, worth the effort. Nice little cushion ball, that, isn't it, for Brannigan by Borland. Brannigan slides in, won the ball, crucially, up against Campbell. Here now is TJ Carroll, continues the run, didn't quite happen for him down the right, trying to give and go. Villa have done a lot of hard work here. Yes, they've shown the key. It's damage limitation for them now, though, isn't it? Let's be honest. Villa strutting their stuff. Borland, low ball in. It's a good one as well, actually. And it might just come for Kocher with the layoff. And here's a shot through a ruck of bodies by Alfie Linsky. And here come Villa again with Jimo Aloba. He set the ball rolling with the opener. He wants his second of the night, but it's a good defensive block, not for the first time this evening, into the final quarter of an hour. Villa set fair for the semi-finals. The first time this evening, into the final quarter of an hour. Villa set fair for the semi-finals. And now it's with for his keeper Holman, who's been powerless to keep Villa out. Key was they did a lot of hard work here. Style and the cutting edge, the clinical finishing when they've needed it, the good build-up play, but they've also won their fair share of 50-50s. Good defensive display as well. Linsky for fellow sub Bloomfield. He's got forward well. Linsky shields it and then feeds Borland. Space now on the right-hand side if he uses it, but he's gone the other way for Bloomfield. Lovely control on the half volley. Gets the cross in early. Control and finish. What a lovely goal from Aston Villa's youngsters. Cole Brannigan take a bow with the finish. They switched the play. That was sumptuous. That was scintillating from Jimmy Shan's boys, and they are heading for the semis. They're sparkling under the lights. It's been a great week at Villa Park with what happened in the Champions League a couple of nights ago, and the young Lions are continuing the feel-good factor. What a cross-field ball, control from sub Bloomfield, and Brannigan in his stride, calm as you like, never in doubt. This has been a brilliant performance from Aston Villa, and they're going into the last four with a real spring in their step. Great stuff. Villa 3, Plymouth 0.
Yeah, from presumptuous pass from Borland.
Touch paper, didn't he, Jimmo Aloba?
He did. You know, some great talent out there, Jimmo Aloba as well. Played really, really well. You know, that's time we need to break defences down. I said there as well. You know, his game intelligence is superb. We've seen, you know, we've got the silky skills, can pull up pass as well. But you know, his movements and his work rate as well. He works really, really hard for the team in that area.
It's a very different look to the Villa team now, but they'll still back themselves to score more goals. McWilliams thrust into the fray immediately, trying to make a difference and make something happen. Can't get to this ball though. And with the raft of substitutions, the Plymouth maybe sense a chance of getting themselves on the score sheet. Villa will be desperate to keep a clean sheet. Great tracking back there by McWilliams, who's been prominently involved since coming on.
Yeah, tracked his man really well there, he did.
Borland. And now Kopcha, who's done everything but score, but he did have a crucial say in the first two goals.
Stephen one, don't worry. He'll want to score tonight.
He will. He'll want to keep that sequence going, won't he? And he's still got time. Ball over the top now for Mully, who's very quick, sharp as a tack. Bright and breezy stuff from all the subs. Linsky keeps it in play well there. Villa trying to engineer it. They've lost the ball though, Plymouth on the counter, with their subs trying to get to grips with proceedings. A fast tempo to Villa, particularly since the break. Is TJ Carroll, dominant, powerful, impressive. Borland keeps trying to push the ball forward. Quinn working it with Linsky. And now the low cross in from Quinn. Bloomfield got an assist for the third goal. Very good assist as well. That one's just run behind.
No, naturally going to tire with a spring in their steps for sure.
Back now for Carroll. They look a good pairing, Carroll and Leon Routh in the heart of Villa's defence, in front of keeper Sam Proctor, who'll have busier nights. And they're away now with Mully. Mully into the penalty area. Good work from the number 14. Squeezed away by Plymouth Argyle. Bloomfield has been excellent, hasn't it?
Yes, he really has. Yeah, Mully's played well there as well, switched over to that left-hand side as well, got great feet.
No weak links, are there really? Though, even including the subs as well.
Slipped in really, really well.
Yeah, it's been in every sense, the collective.
Yeah, really have.
Team performers, 8 minutes to go. The outcome not in doubt. Nice position for Villa to be in. Here's Borland with another intention. And up for Frankie Maund, who's come off the bench. Now Borland, who's leading his team to victory. Linsky and Keelan Quinn. Linsky again, and now Bloomfield, who provided some immaculate control and a cross for the impressive Brannigan to score the third goal. That really knocked the stuffing wind out the sails of Plymouth. Here they come again, and it's Bloomfield once again with a cross from the left-hand side. And
unplayable. They could have scored, you know, another 2-3 goals in that period there as well. But all round been outstanding.
Bloomfield with the corner kick. It's going to come back to him from open play. First time, hangs it up there. Keeper comes out and claims. Referee looks at the whistle and blows it. And Villa are through to the semi-finals. 3 different scorers. Jamaldine Jimo Aloba lit the touch paper at the end of the first half. Lovely goals from Bradley Burrows and Cole Brannigan as well. Villa's Starlets march on. They played some brilliant football this evening. They all contributed. They might have had more than the 3 goals. They kept a clean sheet. They hit 6 in round 3. 4 in round 4, came from behind to score 3 in round 5, and now in the quarterfinals they put 3 past Plymouth. It's going to take a very good team to stop Villa in the Youth Cup this season. They've beaten the Pilgrims by 3 goals to 0. It's Manchester United next in the semis.
Yes, he said it could be the potential banana skin there as well. Everyone expected Villa to come out and win this game comfortably. In the end they did, but they had to play really well to do that. Plymouth, you know, I said we're very resolute first half. They're getting a goal at the end there as well. But I mean, some of Villa's play was unbelievable tonight. You know, they've gone out there with a good arrogance, that makes sense. Out the way they played, you know, they've showed their wares, they've strutted about in a good way. Let me tell you that right here now. Showed what good players they were as well, Jack. Some outstanding performance. Well, I was pleased to see the subs come on as well, and they still continue that still good play. You know, when lots of, I mean, they'll feed off that. You know, especially watching, you know, the first team doing so well as well, going deep competitions. That, you know, they'll see that and go, you know, we want a bit of that as well. And it certainly is the case there as well. It really is. Really good performance there by the whole team, really was.
And Plymouth applauding everyone who's come out to watch them. That's a nice touch.
Yeah,
they played their part tonight.
Yeah, they have. As I said, they've had a great adventures there as well. You know, they played really well tonight, but just come across a really, really fantastic ability tonight.
There were no chinks in the armour, and one of the most impressive things from Villa tonight actually was the way it wasn't going for them in the first half, but they kept their principles, they kept pushing and the reward came, and then they really flourished in the second.
Absolutely, said, you know, kept playing the right way, they didn't deviate from the plan as well, and you know, when the execution came, they certainly did that.
And good to see them appreciating the supporters who've come out on a cold night to back them.
Yeah, it really is. It says, you know, it was a good turnout for the fans there tonight as well, and they put a great show on for them.
They did. Tony, thanks for your company. Tony Daly, a big match.